Good evening, Hi-Fi fans. Well, I was going to do a quickie, but I'm going to make no apologies. This could be a fairly lengthy outburst. Sometimes when your enthusiasm is so high, you've just got to commit to it straight away, or else you lose that feeling that you had, and you might never get it back. But I'm going to talk about this little NAD 320. Because it's blown me absolute socks off. Do you get docked points on YouTube for being over enthusiastic? Or you might well do. So yeah, I got back from Sheffield today, ran straight upstairs, slapped on some vinyl, some Radiohead down there, OK Computer, and this thing sounds bloody unbelievable. So the volume was there. By the way, I'm just controlling the volume from the phone into the Weem Ultra using the volume control of the Weem, because obviously, not obviously, again, I always do that. There is no remote control, so digitally I can control the volume on the phone, and then when I put an analog source in, obviously you have to use the volume control on the amp. But yeah, as I say, got back from Sheffield, put that vinyl on. That was exactly where I had the volume. You can see a little power meter there, and it's split into 1, 5, 10, 20 and 35 watts. And I was just lighting up the 1 watt bulb, and I didn't need to go any further. It's incredibly loud. So I then went from, and it sounds absolutely awesome. The phono stage in this little beauty is ridiculous, and it's on a par with, if not better than, the one in the Arcam. I'm going to need to revisit that Arcam, obviously, because it's a couple of days since I last plugged it in with getting some more amps, but need to reevaluate and give these all a good old listening in isolation. But yeah, phono stage sounds utterly marvelous, powerful. You feel as though as well that you've just got more power on tap. It's just an awesome feeling. So then I switched over to playing, talking of Sheffield's finest, Richard Hawley. So I was listening to Cole's Corner. I like that song because as a teenager I used to hang about outside Cole's Corner. No, I wasn't up to no good. I was behaving. It's not far from the City Hall when you were going to a gig in Sheffield City Hall. But yeah, we whacked on the Richard Hawley CD through that Denon, and I had the volume about there. And again, it sounds absolutely huge, but not huge out of control and all over the place. It's dynamic and detailed, and it's punching you in the face. I suspect if I went up to halfway, I'd blow the bloody roof off. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. But yeah, so CD through that combination, even using the Denon's old DAC in there, sounds absolutely wonderful. Yeah, and again, I know, look, I promise next time that I'll buy a crap amp and I'll just murder it and I'll cry because I've just wasted a couple of £100. So whilst I'm on the fact of money, let's talk about, I paid probably the top end second-hand price for this amp, but I bought it from a gentleman called Keith, whose company on eBay is Valve Sonics. Now, I was confident looking at Keith's feedback, looking at the description, looking at the photos. I felt fairly relaxed that I was paying for peace of mind. Yeah, it's an old amp, but this has been serviced and it's spotless inside. In fact, I might have to take it apart and show you the inside. In fact, if I can get the light in, I'll try and show you now. So let's shine the light in there. It's, you probably can't see it on here. It's ridiculous me trying to do this, but it's utterly spotless in there. I mean, there's a few little marks on the amp, but there's nothing serious. It's in pretty fine fettle for its age. But I can only say thanks to Keith, because the packaging that it came in was superb. There was no chance of any damage getting done, no matter how harshly treated by the by the postal service. So yeah, absolutely awesome. I highly recommend, if you want a NAD, go check him out on eBay, because I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Check out his comments and the feedback it has. You'll see mine on there as well, which are absolutely gushing. So, and obviously, no, I've done it again. Sorry about that, but you get a little report, and he sent a nice little note in there saying thank you, and then you can see some of the tests that that he'd done on the amp before he sent it out. So, I've no doubt that. If I see any other NAD models on there, because he's a bit of a NAD specialist, then I could be making another purchase, that's for sure. This has really taken me aback, this amplifier. And I know I'm getting over enthusiastic, but what are you supposed to do? You can't say something's bad when it's not. When it's this good, it's ridiculous. So, 20 watts. Now that's another thing. I can't believe 20 watts. I suspect Keith has sprinkled some magic dust on the inside, because 20 watts sounds absolutely massive. It's the power, and where I had it on the volume pot, it didn't even sound like, it's not even sounding like it's struggling. It's almost screaming out, saying, go on, give me some more if you dare, pump me up a bit further. And I'm going to have to try that, because I suspect the experience will be awful. I'm not sure I'm going to play it through the realistic MC1200s, because I suspect at some point they will blow apart and it'll just kill them off finally. But might try some low-level listening on that. Yeah. So, we've even got the speakers. I've been listening obviously on the 250i's, the EQ acoustics, and they sounded awesome. So yeah, all in all, I've had 3 amps in just over, it might be just over a week, might be a bit longer, 10 days. All 3 have turned out to be absolute, are they bargains? And not necessarily bargains, but I've just got lucky with 3 buys in a row. Let's cross the fingers for the next one and see what happens. But no more amps for a while. We're going to catch up with the old financial situation, jig things about a bit, and we'll see what comes next. But for the moment, I'm just going to enjoy these 3 beautiful amps. I'll have to go back that Arcam now. Is it so much better than these 2 budget amps? I'm going to have to listen to it for another week. Now I've got a serious problem, because it's like, which one do I listen to when I settle down for some serious listening for a day? It's going to be, I'm going to be up and down, switching about, changing amps, because I've only got an amp splitter for 2, so now I've got 3, and we'll have to faff about. And clearly I've only got 1 streamer up here as well, so I have to change the RCA connections every time we swap amps, which is a bit of a pain, but it could be worse. There are worse problems to have, aren't they? So yeah, I'd buy this again without a second thought. For the money I paid, the peace of mind, and the condition and the sound that it's churning out, it's an absolute winner. You'd be laughing all the way to the sound bank if you bought this and just streamed into this with a pair of nice speakers. It would be fantastic. So anyway, send some comments and I'll catch you later. Bye.